Hey family, hello everyone. I decided to do a quick celebrity reading. Um, I want to give my condolence to the family members of the rapper that was known as Magoo. He had passed away on Sunday, August the 13th. This is a picture of him right here. Sorry about that. Give me a minute, family. I apologize. It has here Magoo, the famous rapper who was well known for his work as one half of the duet Timberland and Magoo, has unexpectedly died at the age of 50 on Sunday, August the 13th. So nobody knows what he had passed away of. Um, I just want to pay homage to him. I'm not trying to pull any kind of dirt on him, shall I say. This is pretty much like an energy intuitive reading on the artist Magoo. Um, I also want to give my condolence to his family members. I'm so sorry for your great loss. I remember, listening to his music as well as with Timberland, back in the day when they were popping, shall I say. And I love the music. I really enjoyed those two together as a duet doing their thing. So anyway, so once again, my condolence to his family members um, due to his loss. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead on family and do a quick little reading as far as anything the spirit wants to know about him, as far as what was going on with him, as far as what led up to his death, shall I say. Whatever you see here in this reading, it's not my opinion, it's not facts, it's allegedly, and this is for entertainment purpose only. Let me just say that. And it is stated his real name was Melvin Barcliff. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Barcliff. So anyway, yeah, my condolences to him. May he rest in power. Okay, I'm going to use this image right here. This is a nice one right here. I like this one. Just a real nice image of him. Let me use this one. And I think, let me see here. Um, I think I'm going to just call him Melvin because that's his name instead of me saying Magoo. But many of you already know that's the stage name, Magoo. I'm just going to say Melvin, okay? That's what I'm going to call him, Melvin, while I'm doing this reading. All right. I like this picture right here. I'm going to use this one right here. All right, let me get situated. Okay. I want to thank you all for your love and support in my channel. I appreciate you giving me that like. All of a sudden, my throat just bothering me. Isn't it crazy? Normally, this happens. I'm doing like crime readings. My throat would be bothering me. That's crazy. Let me get some water, family. Hold on 1 minute. All right, family. I'm sorry about that. My throat was bothering me. Your sister had to get up and get some water. As you see, I've already shuffled the deck. Once I drink me some water, good old H2O, try to clear my throat. I went ahead and tried to get an idea what was going on with him because my throat started becoming irritated. And a lot of my butterflies know who are presently watching, if you have picked up on, when my throat become irritated, due to the fact that I'm an energy reader. I pick up on energies of people, And I'm like, a lot of time when that happens, when my throat is irritated, it can let me know a lot about a person. For instance, maybe, you know, um, something could have been going on with them in their throat area. Let me just say that, due to an altercation. I'm just saying, because I don't know, but God knows. But maybe due to some kind of altercation. You know how people, they grab your neck in a minute. Or maybe it could be due to drug use that can irritate the throat. It can be for many, many reasons why I would pick up that sensation. But then I came in here and I started to shuffle. And don't worry, I'm going to reshuffle. I am going to reshuffle. And then when I came in here and I started to reshuffle, something about drugs did come out. Now, please know, none of this is my opinion. I'm just a messenger. Keep all this in mind. So I'm just going to go over real quick what came out. And then plus, I have this also I want to go over real quick. I'm going to put everything back in the pile and reshuffle. So give me a minute, okay? As I stated earlier, I am not here to put this brother down. I really just want to pay homage to him. And but I cannot help what come out. I cannot help what come out of my spread. But what I can help is what I put out. I do know that, okay? And at the end of the day, all this is allegedly. All this allegedly. So let me go over the energies that I'm getting on the one and only Magoo, okay? But his name is Melvin, so I'm gonna say Melvin. Let me say this real quick. Is Melvin married, or is he just in a relationship? I'm only saying that because I'm seeing like relationship energies that's in here that could have been affecting him. What I was doing, I was setting my attention on Melvin, right? That's known as Magoo. I was setting my attention on the Melvin, and I wanted to know, what were the events that was going on that led up to his death. That's what I wanted to know. I don't really care for, like what he, allegedly passed, died from. Let me just say that. I just want to know what was going on with him, as far as events played that was playing out before his death. And this is what came out. So once again, I was getting like relationship vibes, okay? I'm going to share the information and then we're going to continue. So I'm pretty much looking at this as past, present, future, and pretty much general outcome, okay? So anyway, let's get with this, okay? I'm going to go over this first. These are just random messages, and then we're going to, apply this also. Let me pour this down. Okay. I said pour this down, didn't I? I meant let me bring this down. So anyway, according to the spirit, right, as far as events that led up to Melvin's death, he was feeling very depressed, family. So he was definitely going through something, all right? Something was definitely bothering him. And I feel like what was bothering him as far as it was something that was going on with him behind the scenes in his relationship. So it has here feeling empty. And that is really not a good place to be in, but it happens to the best of us. Feeling empty, depression, feelings of despair, emotional numbness, negative thoughts, and fear based thoughts. Usually, when I get the word numbness, that's someone that's doing a whole lot of self medicating, whether it be drugs or alcohol, okay? They wanna numb from not, feeling the pain. They don't want to think about their problems. You get it. They just want to feel numb, okay? And a lot of times people use, they self-medicate with drugs and alcohol. So anyway, all this allegedly, but this is what came out. So anyway, this is what I have that came out earlier. Next, I have entanglement, not committed. Once again, I don't know if he's in a relationship or not. I don't know that. But something about relationships. And we all know when it comes to entanglement, that's a complicated, difficult relationship that can be quite toxic. And a lot of times it's some cheating. It's always a third wheel somewhere in the wings, okay? Whether it's on his end or on his significant other end, okay? So anyway, I got entanglement, not committed. Then I have, hold on, I didn't show you this. Hold on. I have entanglement, not committed. Then what came out is chaos and drama in their life and confusion. So yeah, this brother was going through some things behind the scene. And feels depressed. Now also I learned something new. According to the spirit, Melvin is a very private individual. Okay, and that's someone that does not put their business on Fifth Street. Hell, they don't even talk to nobody about what's going on with them. They pretty much keep things to themselves. So anyway, a private person by nature don't reveal thoughts and feelings to others. So whatever that was going on with Melvin, he was keeping it to himself. And it has here they are in denial. And I'm like, well, who's in denial? Is Melvin in denial or is his significant other in denial? But somebody was in denial, okay? Due to what the other was doing behind the other's back. And I have here divorce. Now I don't know if Melvin being married before, but I can still get this if even if he's just in um, a regular relationship, like girlfriend and boyfriend. I can still get this. This just lets me know endings, okay? Breakup. So this is playing a part also. Whether this actually happened and he got a divorce, or it could have been talk about divorce. If that's not the case, it can be a breakup when it comes to a relationship. Period. So I'm gonna sit this here. Now I'm gonna go with this right here. I have here Jezebel. Deception uses seduction, tears apart marriages or even relationships. She kills men for their money, very wicked, promiscuous. So at the end of the day, it looked like a Jezebel spirit caused, let me just say, caused trouble for Melvin in his relationships. So at the end of the day, he could have been allegedly seeing somebody else due to not being committed in his relationship, okay? Due to this Jezebel spirit popping up, all right? All right, next I have here shows up unannounced, sudden drama and chaos. So that's definitely interesting right there. It speaks for itself how somebody just showed up unannounced and yeah, all hell broke loose. And all of this is in the past energies, okay? And I have here suffering in silence. So whatever, Melvin was going through in his personal life, he was keeping it to himself and he was not speaking up about it. It has here suffering in silence. All right. I have right here in the present energies. Will not be in your favor. Keep it moving. Let this go. I think about somebody that's holding on to something, but they need to release and let it go because it's not for their highest good to hold on to it or them. Next, I have secretly wants to connect with their ex lover or child parent, romanticizing the past. So this is him doing a lot of reflecting. And see, I don't even know if he has any children, or even if he's been married before. I'm just the messenger, and I'm just revealing what came out my spread. But like I said, if he's not married, this could just be pertaining to a relationship that he was once in. Okay, a romantic relationship that he was in with somebody that went to the left. I see and hear from a distance, arguing and conflict. Someone knows. A witness has seen and heard what went down. Pretty much, he was in a conflict with somebody. It could have been a male or a female, and somebody was around and seen and heard what went down due to arguments. Now, as far as I know, I'm not saying that he was murdered. Okay, I'm not gonna say all that, but that's very interesting. I mean, it's interesting that this right here came out. Okay, let's continue. It has here big opportunities coming up, headed your way. New deal, take it, money grab. Had he still been with us, this opportunity would have presented itself to him. And according to the spirit, it would have been a big money grab. But you know what? When a person is very distracted, a lot of times they are not in alignment to receive opportunities. It looked like to me he had a lot going on with him. So there's no telling if he would have jumped on this or not. Okay? Especially if he was not in a good place mentally. It has here the need to walk away, move on. This can be pretty much move on from this conflict that had jumped off. And it has here drug user, allegedly. Okay, I am not accusing him of anything, but it came out drug user. I can get this even if he's smoking weed. It has here, has a good heart, sincere, devoted, and authentic. So according to your spirit, he's someone that's very sincere and devoted and authentic and has a good heart. So I'm not really sure what this Jezebel spirit is coming in at. Um, I will say this when it comes to someone that's not committed. If it's not on Melvin end, it could be on the end of the other person that he could have been involved with. Okay? But somebody here, whether it's Melvin or his significant other, somebody was cheating. Okay? Somebody was not committed. Let me just say that. Or shall I say falling for temptation? Okay, it has here, they are seeing someone else. So that it was some cheating going on. And it has here, they are not over their ex lover or spouse, not ready to commit. Now, this is what comes to me before his passing. It looked like he was very depressed, not in a good place up here. Let me just say that. And I'm not going to say that he took himself out. I'm not going to say that. But sometimes things like that can happen, especially when we think of, when we see the word drugs. You know, sometimes people don't use good judgment when they are partaking of certain things, and then plus they are depressed. So God forbid, I'm not gonna say that that's what took him out. But from what I'm seeing here, he wasn't in a good place before his passing. That's what I'm seeing here, and I'm going to reshuffle. And it could have a lot to do with what was going on with him in his personal life, his relationship, especially if the relationship went to the left, meaning, he could have broken up with this individual. Either he broke up with them or they broke up with him, but something definitely jumped off, and it really bothered him a lot. And I was also wondering, how come we haven't been hearing from him as far as being in the entertainment, world? Let me just say that in Hollywood. And I was checking out somebody's video on YouTube that was doing commentary on his passing, and they would let everybody know that the reason he backed off from show business is because he wasn't really like trying to chase the money. It was something that he just really enjoyed doing, and he decided to break away from that. And I say kudos to him. He decided to break away from it because being caught up in the fame, that just really wasn't his thing. And he pretty much wanted to live a normal life, because as you see, he's a very private individual. So with that being said, that's how come we haven't been really been hearing from him. He pretty much been laying low. Okay. So anyway, that's interesting. Let me go ahead and reshuffle. And y'all can let me know down below, because I don't follow these celebrities like that. But y'all can let me know down below whether he was married or not, or divorced, or whether he has any children or not. I'm just curious. Alrighty. What was going on with Melvin before his passing? What was bothering him? What was going on with Melvin before his passing? What was going on with Melvin before his passing? Okay. Certain messages did repeat themselves. My butterfly know what time it is. When my messages start repeat themselves, that's something that we really need to look at. But it's still allegedly, okay? Things have to play out. But the fact that he's a private individual, we would never know none of this information anyway. Let's be, clear about that. But anyway, from what I'm seeing here, it looks like he messed up, okay? Allegedly. It looks like he, dropped the ball when it comes to relationship due to getting caught up due to temptation, okay? All right, let's continue. It has here, this is interesting. Lover, partner needs to come clean and be honest, stop the lies. Because one of them is cheating, okay? Next, it came back out. According to the spirit, he was depressed and he was feeling empty. Feeling empty, depression, feelings of despair, emotional numbness, negative thoughts, fear based thoughts. So, yeah, he was definitely depressed. As you see, it came right back out. And at the end of the day, this has a lot to do with what's going on with him behind the scenes in his personal life and definitely in his relationships. Holding on to someone or something that needs to be released, past or present. So whatever he was holding on to, it needed to be released. It has here past or present. So it looked like he had a mental conflict, and that's someone that has the inability to get over something or someone. So he was dealing with that as well. All right, let's continue. Has money problems, finances, stagnation, lack of inactive cash flow. Allegedly, okay? I don't know how his money is, but anyway, I'm just a messenger. It really depends on, how you spend your money. As well as savings. Next, why them, not me, feels overlooked, not acknowledged. Wow, that's deep. So it looked like he was feeling overlooked as well, and possibly not rewarded for his contribution. And this speaks volume. This is in the present energies, okay? I want to be happy. And you know what? He was not happy. He was not happy. Due to the fact behind the scenes things were not going his way, shall I say. All right, let's continue. Situation, falling for temptation. So the ultimate temptation can be also, drug use. I'm just saying. It's allegedly, but he felt tempted. Falling for temptation. Whether it's having wandering, what do you call it, wandering eyes, okay, out here, with these females, or it can be drugs, especially when you're in a dark place and you seeking what's the word I'm looking for when you're seeking like distraction. That's the point I'm trying to make to get your mind off of your problems. Okay, it has here dealing with a loss, sadness within. So he was also dealing with a loss. And the ultimate loss I can think of is a breakup or a divorce. I'm not sure. I don't know if he was married or not. Feels regret, will give apology. I don't know if he was able to give an apology or not. Um, Maybe he was going to give an apology and he didn't get a chance to. So it looked like the his relationship had fumbled due to his doing, allegedly. All right, the outcome I have here: deception. Now this says false timelines and events. So this just lets me know. When I think about deception, I think about somebody's very secretive. Okay, but also when I get this right here, this can let me know when it comes to, before his passing, somebody can make it look like one way when it really was another. Okay, because a lot of times this will come out when I'm using my crime deck, and it can let me know about people putting people painting one picture when it's really something different. The timeline is not matching up, or the way they say the events played out didn't really play out the way they said. It's something off about it. But anyway, it has here deception, false timelines, and events. I think about somebody trying to gaslight, the authorities or the public. It really depends on who's telling the story as far as what happened to him, what led up to his death. Not a good choice, not compatible, keep it moving, not a good choice. So according to the spirit, it was best for Melvin to move, to keep on keeping it moving, don't even look back. Leave the past behind you and continue to move forward. It says not a good choice, not compatible. Keep it moving, not a good choice. See how the spirit keeps repeating the need to remove, let go of the baggage from the past, person or things. See, this is what the spirit is saying that he should have been doing. But see, he was dealing with a mental conflict. It was hard for him to shake it or them off. Let me just say that. Whatever it means to him. It says the need to remove, let go of the baggage. The baggage is anything that's not for your highest good that you're holding on to. And a lot of times the baggage is pertaining to the past, okay? The need to remove, let go of the baggage from the past, person or thing. Cause see, he could be with somebody that's influencing him in a negative way. That's not for his highest good to be around. Bless his heart. So from what I'm seeing, he was not in a good place at all before he passed. He was depressed and feeling empty. And also what comes to me, the fact that he was feeling that way, which is not a good place to be. Let me just say that. You pretty much, looking outside of yourself for substitute to fill that void, if you know what I mean. Really, God is the only one that can fill the void. But see, if he's looking outside of himself for other distractions, that alone will keep him feeling empty. He's not being filled up on the inside, as far as seeking God, to help him fill that void. And also, due to his issues, he's not facing them, owning up to them to heal. So my heart definitely, goes out to him. I just think about those shadow aspects of him instead of him, owning it and trying to heal. He was putting a band-aid on him. And then that could be another reason why he backed off from Hollywood too, cause he's surrounded by, temptation, all the female, the drugs, all the assets of drugs that he, could ever want. None of that was healthy for him. So I see why he backed off from Hollywood. from the entertainment industry, period. And then plus, you know, the industry is very dark also, and he's seen all of that. He's seen all of that. All right, I'm gonna use two more decks. I'm gonna end this reading. I want to use this first, and then I'm gonna use my Hollywood deck. Okay, it's a homemade deck, but I like using it. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use one more, and that's it. If many of you are enjoying this content, give your sister a good old thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. If you have a request, put it down below. I won't get to it when you want me to, but I will make an effort. To get clarity about Melvin. What was going on with Melvin before his passing? Seeking clarity about Melvin. What was going on with him before his passing? These are just some general messages, okay, family? That's interesting. Wow. The spirit is talking. I'm sorry. Okay, right here I have detachment. This somebody that's backing away from something or someone. Okay, they feeling a sense of disconnection. Detachments. I had to let this go so I could clear my mind. Soul contracts. The lesson I learned from us will never be forgotten. See how it's pertaining to like relationships? Unappreciated. I felt like you didn't care. And remember, we saw the message. He was also feeling unappreciated, overlooked, unappreciated. I felt like you didn't care. So right here it says unappreciated, and the other message said overlooked. And it just says conversations as far as communicating. Conversations. I want to call you and hear your voice. So it was somebody that was on his mind that he was reflecting and thinking about. The more I do this reading, the more I feel heavy. It's like a heavy feeling. So your sister, I'm definitely going to go outside so I can release a lot of these energies coming from him. He wasn't in a good place at all. I kid you not. Let's continue. I have here confusion. I feel unclear about where we stand. Next, third party. Remember entanglement? There were other things that got in the way of us being together. Third party. Whether it was on his part or her part, okay? It was always somebody, that was playing the third wheel, if you know what I mean, in his relationship. Past, present, future. When I think about future, I think about, coming days, weeks. But all of this led up to as far as, before his passing, broken. I feel shattered about this situation. And we have here disagreements. I wish you understood how I feel. Pretty much two individuals that are not on the same page. Possibly what comes to me growing apart. And let me say this real quick. Let me say this real quick. As I stated earlier, I don't know if he is married or not, or possibly he could have been married, in the past and had and he ended up being divorced. If that's not the case, he could have had a significant other. Okay, but I'm still picking up on trouble in paradise. But whatever the case may be, it was affecting him. That's the point I'm trying to make. We saw the divorce message. If that's not the case, that he had got a divorce, it could have been talks about a divorce or talks about breaking up. Okay, it's one or the other. Either he broke up with his significant other, or there was talks about breaking up. Okay, due to you know these two growing apart, and also cheating is a factor as well. I have here unsatisfied. This is in the past energy. So I have detachment, confusion, and unsatisfied. I wasn't happy the way things were going. And when a person's not happy in their relationships, what do they end up doing? They end up cheating on you. Instead of them just moving on, their actions will let you know that they want out of a relationship. And that's self-sacrifice. Not self-sacrifice, but it is self-sacrifice, but it's also sabotaging the relationship. Just not being man enough to say, you know what, I'm not happy. I'm out of here. We growing apart from each other. Next, I have here the present situation, soul contract, third party, and indecisive. I know my inability to make a decision hurts you. All right, the future energies, okay, it has here overwhelmed, feeling very overwhelmed. So I have here, not only was he feeling overwhelmed, but he felt unappreciated and he felt broken. And right here, overwhelmed. The stress from this is draining me. And who knows, it might not just be, about relationships. It can be due to the fact, he was also feeling some type of way when it comes to feeling overlooked, not acknowledged. And then plus, it like his money was kind of funny also. So that's a lot. And he was depressed, allegedly. But I have here feeling overwhelmed. A lot of time, a person like this, I kid you not, they'll start self-medicating, drinking, or drugs. A little puff puff here or there. All right, and then I have here the overall energies. I got disagreements. I got conversations. I wish you understood how I feel. I want to call you and hear your voice. And I have your new chapter. It's like he had a decision to make, and this would have been the overall outcome of the decision. He was planning on moving on. Okay, I'm trying to move on, but it's crazy that move on. I just hope he didn't take himself out. I just hope it ain't that kind of move on. But anyway, but this is someone that's not looking back, but he's trying to move forward. And only those that are close to him would know if this is true, if the information is coming out of my spread. Because for one thing, he's a private person, and a private individual, they keep things to themselves. They might tell that one person, They might tell that one person, that best friend, or that one family member that they are very close with. But for him to be a private person, yeah, he would keep things to himself. And then when he step outside the door, it's like everything's like everything, Wouldn't nobody know he was going through anything because he keep things to himself. Very closed off, like. All right, lastly, I'm going to use my homemade Hollywood deck real quick. As you see, it's quite thick. See that? So I'm going to shuffle 3 times, split the deck. Anything Spirit wants to know about Melvin, known as Magoo? I'm going to reshuffle, okay? They came out so fast, but it's interesting what did come out, okay? I'm just going to share this since it just came out, like it just wanted to come out. It has here, behind their back, someone is throwing stones and hiding their hand. Break from, boy, I can't make this up. The Spirit is talking. I'm sorry. Break from the industry, the need to go solo independent. But what stands out to me is taking a break from the industry. Break from the industry. I can't make it up. Has no interest of thoughts of marriage at this time. Now, this is interesting right here. It says self sabotage, not using good judgment, their own doing. So I think about self sabotage. I think about a person negative thinking. It can be fear based thoughts. It can be how he's moving out here. Pretty much, what is it that he was doing behind the scenes that he was allowing? Okay, but it was not for his highest good. You get it? Self sabotage, not using good judgment, their own doing. And allegedly, I mentioned to many of you about self medicating because we saw the word numbness. So can you imagine somebody that's in despair? They're upset, they're depressed, they're feeling empty, and they're looking for something to get their mind off of their problems. They want to feel numb. They don't want to feel. So a lot of time they drink. They puff puff. You get what I'm going with this, or whatever drug of their choice, allegedly. And look what came out. Sorrow ahead this year. And the ultimate sorrow is this brother passed away. So this is confirmation. It says sorrow ahead this year. This is sorrow. He's no longer with us in this physical realm. He's still out there. He's still alive. Spiritually, he's still alive. Because, energy never dies. It just transfers. But he's not with us in the physical. Ah, may he rest in power. Lord have mercy. So I'm going to put this back in. I'm going to reshuffle and see what's going to come back out. And then I'm going to end this reading. I keep getting the same messages. It's so eerie when it happens, It's very eerie when it happens. Okay, this just says, you do for me, I do for you. Pair, like two people are pairing up, okay? You do for me, I do for you. You do for me, I do for you. Pair up, alliance, PR stunt. That's interesting, isn't it? So I'm gonna tell you what I get with this, as far as, and these are just random energies, random messages, okay? But I think about hooking up with someone, forming an alliance with someone, and this could be the energy between Magoo and Timberland, okay? Just pairing up, forming an alliance in the business, a duo. But I think about two people coming together for a common goal. It's something that they're trying to get out of it. Um, but it's interesting for this to come out. You do for me, I do for you. Pair up, alliance, PR stunt. Now, also, I think about relationships. Hollywood slash Hollyweird does a lot of that. It'd be a lot of fake relationships. People get with people for all kind of reasons, and really, it's about how they are looked when it comes to the public eye. Like for instance, a lot of these celebrities get married to people, but they're not really in it for 100. It's just pretty much a PR stunt, or they'll hook up when it comes to relationships, but really it's fake. They're both pretty much getting something out of it, but they're not coming together for all the right reasons, if you know what I mean. That's interesting right there, for that to come out. They know they are being talked about due to gossip. They do check out social media and they don't like it. And this was pretty much during the time when he was alive. So he was definitely on social media, allegedly, checking it out, seeing if anybody talking about him. Now look what came back out. I can't make it up. Break from the industry. The need to go solo, independent. And look what else came back out. Self sabotage, not using good judgment, their own doing. So he was doing a lot of things, a lot of hurtful things as well, that wasn't for his highest good. Once again, drug user came out. It's allegedly, but it came out. Like I said, I think about somebody that's self medicating. And now you got to really be careful now doing weed, because if it's lace, that'll mess you up. They putting what, fentanyl in marijuana now, so it's crazy. It has here, I can't anymore. This is someone that has that, giving up. They're giving up. They're saying I can't. It just depends on what this means to him. Hopefully, it's not what I think it means, but I'm not gonna put that out there. It just says I can't anymore. It has right here dealing with health issues. So something was also affecting his health. Now this is interesting right here. This is interesting. You know what? It's something about Hollywood. Every time I do a reading on some of these celebrities that have passed, it's always this as a factor. It never fails. It never fails. This is in the future position, okay? Writing their life story, a tell all book, future event in the making, their truth. Now, I'm not saying that anybody took him out or anything, but that's interesting that allegedly, according to the spirit, Melvin was writing a tell all book. Can you imagine how juicy that would have been? And the fact that he was around Timberland, he was around Aaliyah, he was around Genuine. I mean, he was around a lot of these artists. Writing their life story, tell all book, future event in the making, their truth. But I guess we would never know. But every time I do these kind of readings and this kind of information comes out, do you know less than, I probably say I want to say less than 2 months. But I'm going to go ahead and say within a couple of weeks after I do a reading on these artists and this comes out, do you know that eventually it ends up coming out with a bigger blogger, and they would mention that that person that had passed away was doing a tell-all book. And I'm like, oh my God, it came out my reading. It came out my reading. I did one on Al B. Sure. This came out writing a tell-all book. And we all know he almost passed. And then I saw a video of Al B. Sure talking because he was at the location where he had fallen, where he passed out. And but while he was talking, he was saying that it's a lot that he's not saying right now, but don't worry, it's going to come out in so many words. His story is going to be told. Let me just say that. And he was alluding to, like telling his life story. But anyway, even the female that passed, what was it, Puffy's baby mama? I forgot her name. I did a reading on her. This came out. That's the point I'm trying to make. A lot of the artists that I've been doing reading on, when this come out, they struggling, they going through something, or they done pass. Even this came out when I did it, a reading on, what's her name, Britney Spears. This came out. And then I find out, a couple of weeks later, a big blogger talking about her saying that she's doing a tell-all book. You see what I'm saying? So it's something to this right here. And I'm not saying this had anything to do with what happened to him, but that's interesting though. So it's allegedly, but according to the spirit, Melvin was behind the scenes working on a tell-all book, writing their life story, tell-all book, future event in the making, their truth. And unfortunately, if his family members didn't know anything about it, that's pretty much just gonna go up under, you know, we won't hear no more about it. God, by him being a private person, he probably keeping it to himself, unless he told somebody about it. And I don't even know if the book was finished or maybe, it was still in the middle, that he was still working on it. But that's interesting right there. And then this right here says singer, artist. Now, he's not a singer, but he is an artist, okay? A known artist. Singer, artist, falling from grace, being shamed. I'm just sharing it because it did came out. It says singer, but we know Melvin was also an artist as well. But I look for clues. It says falling from grace, being shamed, and all that would. I mean, if that's the case when it comes to him, because we did see self sacrifice, that would be only just due to the fact if it was drug related. Okay. Okay, family. It's getting juicy, but I'm getting ready to end this reading, okay? At the end of the day, it's allegedly. Okay. It has here fear of being judged. I hid my true self. So, according to the spirit, there's more to Melvin. I think about this right here. I think about this right here when it comes to an individual. You do for me, I do for you. Pair up alliance, PR stunt. And some, I'm not saying Melvin, but some of these celebrities be bi or gay. Okay, I'm just saying. And a lot of times they pair up with the opposite sex to appear a certain way. Okay, I'm not saying that's him. I'm giving you example. Then I see this right here, fear of being judged. I hide my true self. So it may not have anything to do with that concerning Melvin. This could be pertaining to something else, as far as something that he was hiding from the public. But that's quite interesting right there. Maybe there was more to him that, or let me just say this, maybe there was a side to him that we didn't see. I say it like that. Next, set up Hollywood plotting and planning against them, Hollywood elites. And I'm just a messenger, okay? The only thing I can think about is that tell all book. And when it comes to Hollywood elite, it's just pretty much those that was a part of his world back then, um, the producers, that he could have been around. Like, that's all I'm going to say, okay? I'm not trying to accuse anybody of anything. It has here the need to back off from it. It says it. Whatever it is, the need to back off from it. We saw earlier drug user. And lastly, this is very interesting right here. I have here self-sabotage, um, not using good judgment, their own doing. I have here singer or artist falling from grace, being shamed. And lastly, I have here, I did not take myself out. They are liars. So that's interesting. That's interesting, isn't it, family? I wasn't expecting this to come out. So, you know what? Didn't I just say earlier about that? I forgot what that card was, but I was explaining to you about that card. When it comes to gaslighting, like somebody can say he passed away from this, but it really could have been from another, scenario. But check this out. I did not take myself out. They are liars. Now I know I am picking up on depression, and he wasn't in a good place. And a lot of time a person can, go that route when they are in a dark, dark place. But obviously we also saw the message move on as though he was trying to, look forward ahead and not look back. So that lets me know that you picking yourself back up, But for me to see this right here, it like it might go. It looked like, well, we're gonna have to wait. Things have to play out, but it looked like there's gonna be some rumors about surrounding his death because you know that they have not put it out there yet where he passed. Why did he? What did he pass of? If you know what I mean, what caused his death. They have not put that out there yet, and I'm gonna respect that. All of this is allegedly, but you never know. They might put something out there saying to where it looks like he took himself out. But according to the spirit, he's saying, I did not take myself out. I did not take myself out. They are liars. So we're going to just let things play out, family, okay? No matter what it looks like here, he wasn't that bad off. Let me just say that. So I'm glad I'm seeing this right here. And we did see conflict and drama. So go back, for those who choose to, and look at the key messages that came out, because something was alluding to some kind of conflict as well. That's interesting. All right, I'm through this reading. May he I want to say rest in peace, but the spirit never dies anyway. Okay, it just transferred. But anyway, rest in power, Melvin, and my condolences to his loved ones. And thank you, family, for watching. Love you guys. Be safe. Let's sit back and let things play out. It's gonna be very interesting. If y'all know anything, hit me up down below and keep your sister updated as far as the behind the scenes, what they're saying. Cause I don't have like TikTok and these other social media platforms. I'm just here on YouTube. But yeah, check the buzz out and see what social media is saying. It's gonna be quite interesting. You know that. So peace and love to you all. Thank you for watching and bye for now. This is my reading on the one and only Magoo. May he rest in power.